my name is Genius, and welcome to Spelkollektivet. I'm the proud owner and majority shareholder. I'm here today to give you a lovely tour of this fine establishment. Come on, let's go! This is the North Wing, one of 3 residential areas here. Let's take a look inside one of the rooms. You're supposed to unlock the door.
Isn't not unlocked? I'm sorry.
Saying sorry isn't gonna unlock the f***. Let's take a look inside one of the rooms. It's a bit bland at the moment, but there's plenty of space to make it your own. And would you look at all these rooms? Laundry. Outside, there's plenty of luscious, spacious grounds, nearby forests, and even a fire pit. Let's take a look.
That's great, but come on back. There's more house to see.
Hey, are you coming?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's go.
Did I mention we're all athletes? Oh.
These balls.
So come on down, stay a while. You're gonna love it here. My name is Binkleton, signing out. So, what do you think? Pretty good, huh? You're fired!
Welcome to Spelkollektivet, a co-working and co-living space for game developers around the world. Our aim is to provide an affordable space to eat, sleep, work, and build connections with other game devs from different backgrounds and experiences. Most residents here work in one of the dedicated co-working spaces. We have the loud office for those looking for a more social working environment, and the quiet offices for a more distraction-free environment. All areas come equipped with high-speed internet, desks, and office chairs, with the added bonus of being around other passionate people while they work on their own projects. And if you prefer, there's plenty of space in your own private bedroom. To help foster a collaborative community, we host a weekly stream, the Spelkollektivet Game Developers Conference, an opportunity to showcase what you've been working on and gain valuable feedback on your projects from developers just like yourself. Even though you might work alone, we're still a big team that always has each other's backs. But let's all remember to take some time to relax, have fun, and enjoy yourself. Spelkollektivet encourages a healthy balance of work and play with a number of dedicated spaces for games, board games, movies, and outside activities to participate with your fellow game devs. Speaking of game devs, let's talk to some.
Maybe settle in.
All right.
Hi.
Hello.
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 Yeah, hi, I'm Matej Jan.
Hello, I'm Marijke.
I am Megan McCurdy.
I'm Adam.
I'm Anneke.
I'm Michal. I'm Jovi.
I am Belinda.
I am Fio.
I'm a composer from New Zealand.
I'm from Germany and I'm a solo game developer.
I'm from the Philippines and I'm an artist that works in the game industry.
I am an indie game developer.
I'm helping her with her stuff. Also, I help in the house.
I'm from Czech Republic and I'm the developer of Lords and Villains.
I'm from Germany and I'm an art director / UI UX designer for Hotel Magnate.
I come from Slovenia and I am a pixel artist and game developer.
I came here to focus on the development of my game and have more free time and be around the community of indie game developers to get some support from my peers.
I was already working alone on my projects, and I just wanted to be part of a community and be part of a group of people that have similar interests.
I felt a little bit stagnant back at home. I wasn't getting anywhere or meeting a lot of people in the industry, so I just took the plunge.
We both thought about, hey, let's make a trip just where we can do programming. At this time we didn't know that Spelkollektivet existed, and it was a really nice coincidence that we found this place and could just work on software.
I wanted to experience what life was like living abroad. The idea of living together with other passionate game developers was really interesting to me.
I miss how my life was working from an office when I had a normal game development job, but I still want to work on my game, and so being here is the best of both worlds. I can work on my game and be in an office with other game developers, and it's even better because we also live together, and it's really nice to have like-minded people around you.
I came here because a friend of mine, Annika, she went here before and she told me about this place and was like, "You're sure this is real? Are they not selling you organs or something?" Like, no, it's real. It's really awesome. And then I decided, damn, I'm gonna come here. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And it is.
One of the most surprising to me was how good the food is. And it has great variety, so we have normal and vegetarian options. And I actually became vegetarian while being here because I was thinking about it already before, but I'm too lazy to prepare it, and here somebody does it for you, and it's...
The community is amazing. Here are so many people with totally different experiences, and you can learn from every single one of them something special.
The people, I think. I wasn't expecting to make so many great friendships here, and along with working with those friends, it's been really cool.
I like a lot of things, and it's very hard for me to pick one that would stand out the most. I think above everything it would be the people that I'm surrounded with, because I think they are very like-minded and very accepting and supportive, so I feel like home here, and that's what I like the most about this place.
For more information, check out our website for the latest prices and details, or join us on Discord where you can ask more questions from us directly.
I am a man who uses the techniques of
Hello, welcome to you as well. First up today we have Joshua.
This is all different. I feel like I should just stand a little away from all of you, and it'll be very awkward. Okay, let's see. This. Yes. I'm Josh. For those of you who haven't met me, I work on Dice Gambit, published by The House, and today I'll talk about none of that. Instead, I'll talk about how Steam is rigged and all the publishers are colluding against you. All title is about Steam events and how you should use them, especially third-party events, because I think there's a lot of like misconceptions about them and stuff like that. But I'll start from the beginning. For those of you that don't know, there are 4 general types of events on Steam, and it's really useful to know what these events are and how to get into them and what they're for, to maximize wishlist and growth and all those things. There's seasonal sales, Steam Next Fest, first-party themed events, and third-party events. And it's the third-party events that I think are incredibly overpowered and has been a huge part of how we have grown our wishlist counts. So that's like the main thing I want to get at. But I'll do a brief introduction to each of them. The seasonal sales are what you're familiar with. It's like summer, Halloween, Christmas sales, and they are only for released games. You don't have to think about them. They are there to give you a free discount window and sell the game and for Steam to earn money. As somebody who is like hasn't released a game, they don't exist, and that's fine. The second is Steam Next Fest. You should know about this. If you don't know about Steam Next Fest, you should read up about Steam Next Fest. It's the single biggest Steam event. It's like huge for demos. Everybody goes like, "Whoa, wishlist goes high," and they have them 3 times a year, and you can 3 times a year, and you can only do it once. So be very careful about that. There's a lot you could learn about that, but I'm not going to talk about that either. It's just good to know that it exists. And lastly, there's first-party themed sales. These happen quite frequently. Like right now, for instance, there's Steam Cooking Fest, which is a fest for games that include cooking or is themed around cooking. These are something that Steam hosts, and you can just subscribe through like your Steamworks API kind of thing. And what we have generally learned is these are not necessarily that strong at promoting your game, because they're generally designed to sell games and give you a free discount like the sales. They're just themed. A good example of that is if you look at the, how do I actually like point? Can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you look at like the titles that I actually think that's the next slide. Yeah. Even the demo tab will only show demos of games that are already out. And the only way you will be shown on a page like this is in the upcomings page, which is very hard to get any visibility for. Like people have to go and browse for it, and then it's like good luck being on the top. So what we've seen in general when we've like been in a fest like this is they don't do a lot for us. Like last year we were part of a strategy fest. It gave us like 20 wishlist over a week. And this year we were with the RPG fest, and it was like our genre like a week into our demo. Like we set a demo for this, and it gave us 100, 200 wishlists maybe over a week, which for those who don't know is fairly weak for an event like this. So these are really good to know, and you should still sign up for them, but they're not the be-all and end-all, and they're definitely not like a Steam Next Fest, which I've heard echoed in the house for some people. They're like, oh, maybe do that. It might be the genre we're in. Like we're in a very crowded genre. Maybe cooking fests are more good at giving niche games visibility. But the one I really want to talk about is third-party Steam events. These are events that are specifically designed to sell and promote games, but they're made by third parties. That means anybody can host an event. James has hosted an event. It's called Froggy Sale, and it was like 2 months ago, or like two or 3 weeks ago, the house held an event. And the way it works is you, as a third party, collect as many games that want to be part of this event, and you tell Steam, hey, we're going to do this cool thing that is themed around X. And then depending on the quality of titles and how cool the event is, Steam will say, Poggies, here's featuring, and depending on how that featuring, this can be really, really beneficial for you. Some examples includes like Demons Unleashed, which was an event we participated in about demons. Save and Sound, Froggy Sale, women-led games. There's a lot of different things, like both from, mechanics to themes to like, there's a lot of really good events that are designed to spotlight different minority groups and different like ethnicities and all these things. So really, really keep an eye out for that, because it's one of the few like ways where there's actually some systemic levers to kind of like help with these things. But to give you an insight on like what this looked like, I'm actually going to click on one of them, because these pages stay up forever, but things. Like we were part of this event called Demons Unleashed. This was like 2 years ago when our Steam page was far cry from what it was. Those of you who know the game know that we're not a very demon-y game, but our then publisher managed to convince Funcom that our monsters were demons. And if you scroll down, there's a lot of like titles or whatever, but we managed to be all the way down and upcoming here, randomly. And this is like fairly low, prior on the page, but still fairly significant. And this was our second biggest Steam event ever, or like second biggest day. It gave us over 1,000 wishlists in a day. So these events are incredibly powerful. To kind of show you what our journey of wishlisting looks like, out of the first 10,000 wishlists, 90% of it came from third-party events. If you look at like our journey, I feel like a lot of people have been here. You release a game, a demo, you put a store page, and then nothing happens. 6 months in, we signed with a publisher, and after 4 months of the publisher signing us up to events, we had our first event, and that was when we actually began growth. So these events can be incredibly powerful. Obviously, it depends on how much featuring the event got and how much traction you get in the event, but they're definitely something we should look out for. Even after launching a demo, which we did like a month ago, and we did a huge marketing push, and it's been very good and all this stuff, our single biggest day ever was Save and Sound last week or the week before that, which over 3 days gave us 1,900 wishlists. So the point is not here to brag or anything, it's just to give you a context and perspective about why these events matter and why you should check them out. How do you join an event? There are several different ways you can do it. I will send you this afterwards so you can find it. First of all, there's a guy called How to Market a Game. He does like a bunch of articles. He has a Discord where there's a channel that will keep giving you event reminders. He also has a larger calendar. There's a Google Calendar made by some guy. I don't know where I found it, but it's in my Google Calendar, so I can always look in my calendar and see which events. There's also a website called GameConf Guide. And the last secret trick, which I have used in the past, is specifically SteamDB has a list of all past events. So you can go through all the events that has been there in the past. You can't see future events. And what's really good about that is you go through and you go, any event you should have been part of or you think could have fit you, like maybe you see cozy and family-friendly game celebration and you go, I make cozy games. You search who made it, you figure out where they are, and then if you search sign-up, most likely you will figure out how they did the sign-ups in the past. So for instance, I did that. I went to my search and it turns out that person has a Reddit account. So if I had a cozy game, I would go and I would write to them on Reddit and be like, hey, are you doing it again? How can I join? All these kind of things. So that's step one. Step two is apply. Usually these have application forms and they're free. Like sometimes they're paid, but vast majority is free, and they have an incentive to include as many as possible because their entire thing is they want to present a catalog to Steam that says, shit man, we have cool games and they have big games and all these kind of things. And you don't have to have a demo, you don't have to be a huge game. Our Steam page looks significantly worse than anything that you see today when we showed it up. So I cannot recommend it enough. Yeah, stocks, that's how you grow your wish list. Any questions? Well, then I won't tell you anything. You can always ask me afterwards. If you want to see this slide, I'll try and share it somewhere and all that jazz.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, to say his final goodbyes, next up is Max.
So this one is called
Fondue.
Yeah. There you go. So hi everybody. My name is still Maxime, Max or Le Max. I'm leaving on Saturday and I'm gonna just show you a bit of stuff that I did while I was here, and also actually who am I? Because there's new people and maybe we didn't even talk at some point. But so basically, I'm Swiss, and by the way, that's the Swiss flag. That's not a Swiss flag. That's not a Swiss flag, but this one. And we have Roger Federer and those kind of things. Okay, so my main job is working on movie sets. This is the kind of computer I'm working normally with. That's technically a camera, even though it doesn't look like it. But since a couple of years now, my life is 50-50 between making movies and then also using a mouse and a lot of coffee. So I decided to work also with Julia, and now we have Naraven Games, which is a really tiny team in Switzerland of those 4 people. So Julia, I, Isa, our programmer, and Keval, our 3D artist. We did work on 2 games already, Ensonaut and Backfirewall, and now we're working on our new game, High Schoolers, and this is exactly why we are here. And the question is, why are we here? Why Sweden? Switzerland is already, lost somewhere. So we came here because we needed like a big shot of motivation to make our new game, because I'm working on set, so I'm not at home, so I cannot focus on the game. So we decided to come here to just focus, and also because we really thought that Spelkollektivet was a scam, but actually it is not. So that's a good news. So our game is it's a mix between 3D, it's a narrative adventure game, mixing 3D and also visual novel. And while we were here, I did work on a lot of things, Julia also, but since I'm leaving, I'm going to talk about my stuff. So for those who don't know, it's a mix of 3D and visual novel. And we use a lot of fixed cameras, and also you have choices. I'm going to be quick with this because we already showed that at some point. But I did work on new environments. Everything is right now in like a very basic form or shape, but it shows kind of like the new places where we could go in the game. Since I'm coming from the movies, I want to find a way to have fun with cameras and lenses and everything. And by the way, Unity 6 changed a lot of things with the Cinemachine, so it's really good. So I did start to play with it, to use angles, to use depth of field and those kind of things. And while we were here, we made a major leap forward with an idea of a tree growing inside the school of those students, because those are students who want to break in their school to steal the exams. And there's something weird in the school, and we have this idea of a tree, and I did do a mock-up of that tree inside the house. So if something, Spelkollektivet give us this idea that we love to do, and that we wanted to do. And I'm just going to show just now something like a couple of... So we're still mixing fixed cameras in a way on splines and stuff like that, and also 3D, like third-person camera. So we have those different night and day. We still have those visual novel style thing with choices. I don't have any music because it's not. I don't want to. But yeah, you can actually talk to a lot of people. This is those kind of weird shot that I wanted to do because why not? It's having fun. And since we're Swiss, we decided to also have like a Swiss bunker that you can actually visit for some reason. But it's interesting. So if you wonder how it looks like, you can play the game. And that's the tree. And also I learned a bit of how particles work in Unity. So it's really basic, but it's pretty fun to work with. And there's also a lot of other weird things that will happen in this game with those kind of people behind the windows. But yeah, this is for another time. And also we're mixing visual novel and also animations that we really enjoy. Whoop. Sorry about that. Yes. And the other things that I did do here, and we did here, so basically we made a big step forward in the game, thanks to everybody, and thanks for the fact that we're not in a big city, so we can go out in the forest, hiking and do this kind of stuff. So we have space to do it. We lost our composer. So by the way, if someone knows a composer who wants to make music for a game, we're looking for something very cinematic and really horror adventure type of music. We need someone. We found a marvelous artist for the key art, and this is the sketches of that we received, and we're starting to see kind of the ideas. It's a bit pink, but it should be like more reddish. But yeah, so if you have a preference, you can tell which one after this. And also, I did learn a lot since I'm still working in the movie industry, and making games, it's pretty new, but I really enjoy it. So talking to everybody, to have like this community helps a lot to learn stuff. UT6 broke all my cameras, so this is something to actually know, but I fixed it. Thing that I'm really proud of, fixed it. The apples here are just amazing. I'm amazed about like the fact that the neighbors are giving apples for free. I made friends, and that's a cool thing. And I don't want to leave. So thanks for everything, and see you very soon. So if you have any question or anything, go for it. Yes.
Any particular reason why you updated to Unity 6?
That's a good question. I think it's just to fix some stuff that we had. I mean, we have a programmer who actually take care of this, and also the Cinemachine thing changed a lot. And since we're using this like massively, we decided to switch to the 6. It's a kind of refresher, also. Yeah.
What are you doing next?
Why am I like going back home?
Both, like what's the plan for the project, but also why are you going back home, or what are you up to?
So the next step for the project will be to finish it. No, it's for me it will be to learn how to use Blender properly, and everything that I did with all those blockouts is to like going at like the next step of this, like creating the actual 3D pieces and all the elements in the game myself, because it's like the thing. And I'm going back home because we need money. I have a job. Voila. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Lena.
Hello, I'm gonna show what I have been up to and our team a bit as well. A lot of pictures, they're loading. Also, beautiful AI is very nice, but it has nothing to do with AI, so don't be scared. So craft stuff. Firstly, I'm Lena. If you don't know, I work on Placeholder Gameworks, made Death and Taxes, and working on 2 games with over 20 people team right now. And what I did right now was I went to 2 events in a row. One of them was Game On in Lithuania, and I was asked to do a talk in there, but also they gave us free space to show off the game as well, so they set up everything for us, so that was nice. It just showed up there. Here's me with a cute Minecraft sheep, very, very cute. Also in the bottom there, me giving the talk very dramatically, and people playing our game. And then I went to the event called Poznan Gamer, and which you might have seen as well. I was very happy to have our own first like proper booth with printed walls and everything. And here's the team that was there, very blurry Brom, Jay and Brian, and me, who were there then showing off our games. And I made it all very shiny. We had a lot of like a few thousand stickers to give away, and also everything was very cozy with a bunch of plants and stuff in there and balloons in the sky. And also there was a lot of people most of the time just playing their games, and so it was very nice, a lot of people doing it, and of course our friendly booth pals welcoming everybody. I love this picture. And then we made a trade offer that if they show that they have wishlisted Broken Lions or Craft on Steam, they can get a free keychain or pin. So we were asking for people to do that. Surprisingly, not a lot of people actually deleted their wish list afterwards. So I was actually surprised that people weren't like, wish list, we'll take it away. Because everybody was actually happy to get like a shiny pin, and they were like happy about it. So wish lists. And I was also wearing my moth costume. The moth costume had two reasons why I wanted to make it: for the Halloween party and also for being a mascot at our booth as well. So it's an excuse to make a furry costume, really. To put it. I didn't have time, so I decided to make it work. And well, you see those lovely walls again. Well, we were like, can we strip them? And we were able to. So we looked it up, and as you see, they are here as well for Spelkollektivet's booth as well. Here's us putting the walls to the back of the truck, and so tiny bit of stuff that we have been doing. We were at Next Fest as well. Broken Lions wishlist count currently is around 11,000, and the Craft wishlist count is around 27,000. And I made a lovely itch.io page, which just I'm very happy with. It looks nice. I updated it with new stuff as well. Where did I? No. How do I? Okay, there we go. And also, I have been working on this Excel sheet. Lovely. And it's the materials tab in here. Is all the materials in the game that you can use for crafting, and also their values, how much they are worth, and what type they are. So there's different types they can be, so different characters might be coming in and be like, oh, I only want like something made from plant material. And then everything has applied aesthetics as well, from like whatever they like or dislike, and all the items that you will glue together into a necklace or a tiara or whatever, then they will all have these different styles to them, basically. And filled that out. And also we're using these kind of forms for overview for things as well. So assets, are they done yet or not? For example, the visual assets, file locations as well. It's a nice way to have an overview. We also have like all the characters in different acts and romanceable or not. There's so the whole thing is a lot of it is information is in here. And here, and here's some new characters we have been working on as well. A trash fairy and some emotions for. I love Laszlo, who's just so short that he's at the counter, just with a ladder, very cute. And there's a walking suit of armor as well. Yeah, so that's it for today. Any questions? Yes.
The Excel sheet, especially the crafting one, is that connected to the engine?
Yeah, that gets information put in. Most of our information, a lot of it is put in from ArtDC as well.
Okay.
So ArtDC is for all the story flow and the dialogues and all that. So that will be exported and put into Godot. But this one will also be, it's like exported and put into Godot. And if we want to make changes, we can make changes in that Excel sheet. And yeah, exactly. Yes.
Do you find that these IRL events are useful? Do they pay off?
It depends on what they are useful for. I would say if you want only wish lists and stuff, then like we were talking about the online events, those are much more useful for it. But I love hanging around with the teammates and also seeing people play the game and talk to some people and get there. It's mostly for motivation, I would say, because you see people like getting excited about things and actually like human connection, right? Like that. Because, for example, when Death and Taxes released, it was the start of the pandemic, so I never had like a connection to the players in person. Basically, it was mostly online, so it's kind of cool to have that. Yes.
So since both games are so close to release, what are the plans after release?
So one of them, because Broken Alliance will come out in early access and only Act 1 will be coming out and not all of the content, so it will continue on actually releasing the content. But with Craft, it will release in full access, but I feel like there's more that we want to do, and it was the same deal as with Death and Taxes, that we will do some DLCs for it, and first some updates and trying to make it even better with the feedback that we're getting, but afterwards we will take it nice and slow, but we will make some more content for it. We have a plan for a magical DLC to put in more magical item making and engraving and stuff like that into it. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Next up, Johanna.
Start with being in the picture. Yeah. And okay. Hello. I'm Johanna and I'm working on a Frog-like. Here's our Steam page. The game is out in early access and you play as a frog and you want to eat all the bugs. And I've been traveled away for 2.5 months. I came back 2 weeks ago, so this is my first SGDC since then. So I just wanted to show all the updates we've done and what I've been up to. Yeah, so first I was in Crete, an island in Greece, and I was there for work. So I'm a sound technician. That's what I do for money. So I was recording a television show, and I don't take much pictures, so like these are the only pictures I took. It was a very windy day, but I have my boom pool here. But I included an old picture from 2.5 years ago when I did the same project, also on Crete, but then up in the mountains and we went skiing. But yeah, so yeah, I run around with this microphone and a mixer on my stomach and I record stuff. And I also try to work on Frog-like as much as possible. So we released we pushed a bunch of updates while away. The first one, this was all I added. It's a GIF, it's gonna start there. This was all I added because I ran out of time, and in the end I only had this moving frog in the picture. Added to the game for that week, and then the next week I added some functionality to it, sort of, but you have to find the frog to find out what it's done. And then the next update, because before I left for Crete, I left in the beginning of September, and we had used to push an update where we added different fonts to the game. So for this update, I made the damage text also change font, and then the video works now. Nice. So now it's a GIF. It's pretty bad, but yeah. So in the settings you can change font, and the damage numbers also change font. That was the main thing with that update. There is one more font. Yeah, all fonts work. And then the week after that, we or Remy mostly added a new type of goal for when you're playing Frogback, which I also have a video. Oh, maybe that's the video that didn't work. I don't have a video of it. But yeah, so in some chapters in Frog-like, you have a goal to eat a certain amount of bigger bugs or to find a specific thing, and now we also have a goal to go in a specific direction, which we're adding to more chapters in the future. And the next update, we made it possible to pause while choosing a chapter, which I thought, Remy fixed that, and that was really nice because now I don't have to choose a chapter and then wait and then quit the game. So yeah, I was happy about that update. We also made the cursor hide if you are not using it. And then I came back to Sweden, and then I went to Poznan Game Arena, same as Lene went to, and we had a Frog-like booth there together with Spelkollektivet, and I made frog costumes for me and Remy, and we were handing out tiny frogs, and it was a lot of fun, and people were very happy about the tiny frogs, and a lot of people were happy about the game too, so that was fun. Yeah, so I spent 20 hours straight making the costumes, and then the morning after I went to Poznan. And then we did the next update, which added counters to the quest book, so now you can see your progress, which I think is very nice. We're thinking of adding them to more quests. And the last update that we pushed yesterday was adding indicators of what the compass is pointing towards. And I realized, like, if you haven't played the game or if you haven't seen much about it, a lot of these doesn't really make sense, but yeah, we put a lot of work in it. Oh, and this is what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to figure out some new graphics for Frog-like, because the backgrounds are very busy, and it's art that is left from the Game Jam version of the game that we did for Halloween Game Jam 2022. Yes. So yeah, I want to make the frog swim first of all, and then I want to change the style of the backgrounds a bit to make them more simple and to give bigger areas of color, and I don't know. It's a very much work in progress, and it's very, very difficult. And yeah, that's all I've been working on for the last 2.5 months. Any questions? Yes, Max.
Can we order costumes for our games as well?
Yes, but they are expensive. I'm applying my sound technician rates to the hourly rate. So, yeah. But yes.
Do you noted?
What?
Noted.
Yeah. Joshua?
Do you have any frogs left?
Yeah. I think we have maybe about 100 frogs left. I bought 1,000 frogs to hand out, and we could probably have handed out all of them, but I wanted to be a little bit careful towards the end of the second day, because we still had one more day left, and it would be sad to run out of frogs, so we ended up with some leftovers instead. But I'm sure we can get rid of those too. And Brian?
This is a bit shameful to say, I haven't played the game for a while, even though I kind of worked on it a bit.
Yeah.
But with the revising of the art style, do you plan on working on art for different biomes as well with that style in mind, or
Yes.
are you kind of reworking the first kind of environment first and then seeing how you go, or?
Yeah, so with the new art style, we we hope to build a system, or Remy will have to build the system. I hope we manage to make a system where it gets easier to have different biomes and stuff. But yeah, right now I'm first working on redrawing the swamp biome that we already have to sort of figure out the style, and I'm hoping to be able to keep in mind that I want to be able to make a lot of, or at least a few different environments, and for that to also be relatively easy and not too much work to like reuse stuff and things like that. We'll see. It's difficult. Okay, thank you.
All right, next up is Bartosz.
So, hello. My name is Bartosz, and I am the guy in the cow costume. I was wearing this costume during our Halloween party. So, who am I? I'm from Poland, and I am an Unity programmer. I've been working in game dev industry as a programmer since 2017. And I also try to make my own art and music at game jams, because I love game jams. And a year ago I came to Spelkollektivet for the first time to take part in Halloween game jam. And this time I will stay here until December 21st. Okay, so my current job, I've been working remotely at Akram Digital since February, and this company is focused on porting board games to digital platforms. So yeah, this company has ported a bunch of board games. I'm not really a board game fan, so I don't really know these games, but maybe you do, I don't know. But the project I am currently working on with this company is called Inkborn, and it's actually the first game of this company that is not based on any board game, but it's our original creation. So this game is a roguelike deck builder. It means it's a turn-based game where you fight monsters with cards. These cards can be chained into combos. The game will have some city building and resource management elements. It has origami-inspired art style, as you can see. And early access release on Steam is planned for second quarter of 2025. 3D stuff. I like programming, I love game jams, but programming on game jams has become a little bit boring. So I decided I need something new, something fresh. So I decided that I will learn how to make 3D models in Blender. I watched some tutorials, including the legendary donut tutorial. And after a few weeks of learning Blender, I was ready to create something for a game jam game. So a few months ago in Warsaw there was a game jam called Slavic Game Jam. And on this game jam, me and my team have created the game The Curse of Fernflower, which is a 2.5D platformer based on Slavic mythology. And this game is still being developed. We were very motivated to work on it after the game jam, so yeah, we're still working on it. And I want you to play this game tomorrow. I will set up my laptop in the dining hall, so maybe you can play and give us some feedback. Yeah, those are the assets I have created for this game. Like 3 trunk, 3 stump, dead tree. So yeah, very basic stuff for beginners. A few weeks ago there was another game jam called Steelworks Game Jam, and we have created a game about killing zombies with old chainsaw. So yeah, some other assets were created, including the very ugly zombie. And 1 week ago, during Halloween Game Jam, we have created Project Mog, which is multiplayer online game inspired by Fallout 1, and inspired by Fallout 1, which means we decided to create 3D models and then render them into 2D sprites, which should be kind of nostalgic. And yeah, I guess 3D modeling is my passion now. I don't know if it's my real passion, but yeah, I guess this is very useful skill, so I would like to create some models in the future also. Some games I like to play. Outer Wilds. This is one of the best games ever. 11 out of 10 experience. Hello Charlotte. If you like very sad JRPGs, this one is for you. Slay the Spire. Very addicting game. Watch out. Aguilar game. Shitpost game, but also a certified classic. You should try it. And also I like to play the guitar. So if any of you or if there are any musicians here, we can have some jams in music room. Thanks. Are there any questions? James?
Do you want to host a Christmas concert?
Ooh. I will let Brian do this.
I'm not doing it.
Brian confirmed.
Not doing it.
Cheyenne?
What's the favorite 3D model you made for the Halloween Game Jam?
My favorite 3D model? I think the car. I spent a lot of hours doing this, but I think the final effect is pretty cool. Yeah. Brian?
I know it's probably pretty early with your 3D modeling, but so far, what's your favorite thing to do about 3D modeling and your least favorite thing to do about 3D modeling? Like modeling, texturing, all of that, whatever is involved.
My favorite thing, I don't know, maybe everything is pretty cool. So my favorite thing is to create something new. Yeah, I guess, for example, this car. This was something completely new, and I didn't even know that I can do this. But yeah, in the end, I succeeded. Maybe the least favorite thing was I also sculpted a deer skull for this first game jam, and the sculpting process was pretty okay, but then the retopology process was really annoying, and I don't know if I want to repeat this soon. Matteo?
What do you like the most about the undiscussed masterpiece Aguilar game?
I think the beehive. The beehive was amazing, and yeah, it's one of the first locations in the game, so it's easy accessible. You should try to find it.
Would you want to also for like bigger games and bigger projects also start doing some 3D stuff, or would you prefer to just like have 3D for game jams and programming for work?
I'm not sure yet. Right now, I don't think my skills are really, if they are any good. But in the future, maybe. I'm not sure now, but maybe in the future, yeah. Why not? Okay, so thank you.
Alright, our next speaker comes from North Korea. It's Martin.
How do you do this? Or do I just do this?
It's not funny.
Okay, so I participated in the Halloween Game Jam. It was a ton of fun. I was not going to do the Game Jam because it's a waste of time, as everyone knows. Luckily, I did participate because it was not a waste of time. I teamed up with Matt and Chris, and we finished a game in a week called Divine Saga 18. We wrote it from scratch. We did art, music, and sound effects, and story, and the whole shebang, and shipped it in a week, and lost a lot of sleep. But it was a ton of fun, and I'm very proud of the result. And like when I had done this, I was just like, the hell have I been doing on my main project? I've been spending like half a year on it, and it just keeps getting more and more complicated. I have all the systems. I have like 20,000 lines of code. I have procedural everything in GI and fluid simulation, but it's just an increasingly advanced tech demo that is barely playable. And somehow I was able to make a finished thing in a week. And so, yeah, this made me think that it's time to change and to actually playtest and to get a game loop and force myself to make something that's useful and fun. Because otherwise this game that I'm making is gonna suck ass. So yeah, I'm gonna stop being a perfectionist and just playtest and focus on the useful stuff. And I recently read the book The Art of Game Design, and he suggests you should playtest when useful, but at least every week, which I definitely have not been doing. And actually a lot of the people in this room have not been doing that. Valve playtests every week. And yeah, I think what's so good about game jams is that they force you to do what matters because you don't have time to fiddle around with all the details. And playtests can have kind of a similar function in that they force you to just do the thing that gets you closer to a good game. So yeah, I'm playtesting tomorrow. First playtest ever. I don't care if it sucks, and neither should you. And you should bring your game to playtesting too. And going forward, I will move faster and cut more corners and playtest more. Thank you. Oh no clapping. Questions. Yes.
We were just excited about
All this power. Yes. Do we have any questions? No. Yes. Fine.
I know the answer, but when is playtesting?
It's tomorrow at 7 after dinner in the dining hall.
Alright, now you can clap. I can't believe we're doing this every fucking week. For 7 years almost, and you still haven't learned. Oh well. And next up, Xavier.
Right, how do I do this? So I go here, then I find myself, then I click on this, and then okay. So as many of you may have noticed, I am back to Spell after being gone for 2 months. In case you don't know me, my name is Xavier, and I work with Casper on Outlaw Kingdom. Yeah. Other than that, I don't do much here except eat and play Magic. Okay, so while I was away, I met up with my cats. They were very sleepy, and one of them tried to grill itself on the radiator. It also, I don't have footage of that, but it also tried to climb into the stove. I really think it wants to be a roast of some sort. Also, you can see that on the tree, one of my cats climbed its first tree. I'm very proud of it. It's a very small tree, and it was in the garden, but still, it made its first steps into becoming a proper cat. I also got married and had this really great wedding on a castle, which was really cool. There was a lot of people. They were encouraged to dress up medievally or fantasy-like. Some managed, some didn't. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And yeah, now I'm married.
We can clap for that.
Yeah.
Enough clapping.
So my private life is more successful than my professional life. Anyway, yeah, there's some more cool photos. I bought a sword for the occasion to cut the cake, and then was threatened with it. And I also worked on Outlaw Kingdom. Yeah, I know. not really a transition there. But yeah, while trying to prepare the wedding thing, which is the reason I went home, I had to go home early to do some official business, which some people would think could be done through mail, but the government disagrees. Anyway, while I was waiting for all that stuff, I was working on Outlaw Kingdom, and I pretty much mocked up our first batch of UI things. Honestly, I'm not a great information designer, so I tried some simplistic designs as are popular and great for information design, but none of them looked very great, so I did the concept artist thing and I just painted a lot of details on it until it looked better. And now we have this, and there's a shit ton of icons which you can see that the characters have, and I did them for this one, but I'm really scared of all the many icons I have to do, because there's like, I think 60-ish characters or something, and all of them have like 4 or something icons, of which a lot of them are unique, so that's gonna be painful unless we can hire a concept artist or something like that. Yeah, I think you have seen, and if you've seen Casper's video, you can see the whole thing like in action when he moves over it. He has done a really great job of making the whole thing workable and popping out and stuff like that. It's really cool. If not, check out his video. You can see him in a very unfortunate haircut. Then we also had, we basically also figured out how we want unit recruitment to work. And the idea is that you can build like a camp where you can build like all these different buildings that you see here. And depending on what buildings and what combinations of buildings you have, you can then recruit different units. And the idea is that basically these buildings also follow like a tree where you have to buy the first one of each like of the rows to buy the next one, and then you can try, do you want the units that are on the bottom of this, buy like down and get a few elite units, or go wide and have a wide variety of things to choose from. And yeah, I made the concepts for all these buildings while I was away. And now I have the very fun task of making the 3D models, but thankfully I have help, because Helen is making all the smaller props, like these little tools you can see on the workbench. So hopefully that will not take very long, and only somewhat long. Yeah, and that is pretty much all I have to show for the time being. I still have time, right?
Sure.
So you expect me to do something entertaining here?
You can just say questions.
Oh, right. Questions. Or comments. I also welcome comments. Yes.
I think I know the answer. What's in that barrel here?
Sorry?
What is in the barrel here?
In the barrel. That is a very good question. I have no idea how this building would actually work, because it is complete nonsense. But technically speaking, this is supposed to be a beer brewery. So it's supposed to symbolize the brewing of beer. I don't think it is actually functional like that. Yes?
How long have you been drawing or making art overall, and what kind of, have you been to like a official uni or something learning that? Or?
Yes and yes. I have basically been drawing ever since I was a very small child, and through most of like higher education I was drawing pretty much constantly, because I found I have ADHD, so I can't really sit still, so I have to have something to keep my hands busy. So I spent most of like math or German or whatever class drawing very inappropriate things that disturbed my teachers, which was really fun. Especially the one Catholic marketing teacher was really disturbed. And I guess I also went to a university for where I studied computer arts for 4 years. I don't know if anyone knows Abertay University in Dundee.
Yeah, that's where I studied.
You studied there?
Mm.
Wow.
Cool. I heard you say computer arts. I was like, oh, it's Abertay.
Yeah. Cool. What did you study there?
Creative sound production.
Oh,
Which I don't, it was 10 years ago.
They axed that the year I was there.
Oh, they axed it, wow.
Yeah, they only had 2 people that applied
Garment
for it.
of audio.
Sorry?
The garment of audio, just like game dev.
And now they just merged it into game dev because they didn't have enough applicants for it.
Fair enough.
All right. I think that's all the questions and remarks.
Clap.
I like these new commands.
I'm starting to like this power up. I'm starting to feel like a cult.
You can have a button that says like clap and it has like a little sign.
I'm gonna try this one. Pay rent.
Oh.
I think I lost the power again. Next up, Maurizio. And Nathaniel.
Ta-da. Yay. Okay, well, hello. It's been 3.5 weeks since we worked on Whodunit, so we're gonna give an update. The jam made up some time, so yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna go right into it.
Let's get into it.
We've been working on this. It's a mystery visual novel in the style of Ace Attorney about solving a murder, and the victim is your virginity. Who did it? We got started on it since we got here. We're making it a RenPy, but at this point, most of our tools are our own. So,
for context, it's about being at a party and you hooked up with someone and you don't remember who it was. It's important to give context.
Consensual. It was consensual.
Yes.
I've been doing a lot of content. It's my eternal curse for the next who knows how long. I've been building this new room. It's the apartment. It has all the stuff in it, and I've also been doing so many like talk label stuff, like so many conversations. Just a quick overview of the stuff that we've been doing. It has like the conversation mechanics. You can present topics. You can present people. You want to talk to everyone about everything to learn as much as you can. You can examine rooms. You can move around. You can do all sorts of things. But the thing that we've been really struggling with is the novel mode, because it's just, so far, it's just a basic visual novel thing, or like, that's kind of boring. So,
yeah, we've like spent so much time building like really wild screens in RenPy and, you know, breaking it, that we're like, oh wait, it's so easy to make text. And it's like, why is it easy? Like, why are we not struggling? And it's because we're just using the default stuff. So we started thinking a lot about text presentation. How do we make them be as fun as gameplay, or how do we make reading fun itself? Also, how can we aid the text comedy with actual like visual gags, so we don't rely just on, you know, people reading and going, you know, we want something to happen. And how do we stray from the like lower third dialogue box? Like, it's very common and it's cool, you know, it does its purpose, but I added here like evoke a bit of like animated movies where they do really wild stuff at times, and we've been experimenting with that, and we have a video of something we did in like 1 hour before this. Yeah, so what we wanted to do with that is just essentially, our character is very intense about everything, and he's like having a conversation with his friend, and he's like, well, I started doing this and I went to the party, blah, blah, blah. And the friend's like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, okay, wait, let me backtrack. Pulls down the PowerPoint presentation, starts talking. And we want to start doing more little gags like that and change the presentation of everything to actually make it fun and seem more like an animated movie that you can play in a way, like evoke that feeling rather than just regular RenPy visual novel, right? So that's one idea of the many we'll have soon, and I won't be in the final game, but that was very fun. I think the TV people recorded us doing that, and that was interesting. But yeah,
we found the composer. Everyone who said Hannibal was right.
Yeah, you were all right. Thank you. So Hannibal is really nice. They make Calcium Chaos, so please buy their game. But we will be working with them to make some really cool city pop, jazz, high tempo music, and we will worry about sound later, because, you know, we already struggled so much like with music, but maybe you're witnessing the creation of something new. But yeah, we're still very normal. And thanks. Questions?
which I am.
Can I see that video again?
Yes, you can.
I've already seen it 5 times, so I'll see it 6.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, I didn't have to add the cat ears, but I did. But yes.
Who are doing the art?
Me.
It's really great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited to actually start doing final assets and after the eternity of writing that I'll have to do. But thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
Anything else?
Anything else?
Okay.
Good. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Baiba.
Wow.
Alright, so last week was the jam, so that took up some time. I worked on the cat game. I hope everyone's seen that. I don't think I can quickly look it up, but so I got back to Godsworn, the game me and Renee is working on, and so I'm working on this bird character. It's called a Wonder Bird, but I just call it Bird because that's what it is. It's an amalgamation of different kinds of birds, and so I've been rigging it. So I'm just gonna show some quick videos. So so it's just like been placing. Oh, what is it? What is that? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So just start off with the finished bird in Maya, and just gonna place some joints or bones in it. So as I saw it called on the internet, find its weak points. You know, and then place the controls. That's what I've been doing, and I know what you're thinking. There's all this stuff. Why is it not moving yet? Because it's not finished. Okay, and but I do have the skinning for it already, but not the controls working. So there's part 2 of me torturing the bird. All right, so it does move, but only if I do this. It goes new. Whee! Best part of rigging is torturing your character. There you go. All right. Any questions? Yes.
Is the worst part of rigging torturing yourself? Or do you enjoy it?
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Except renaming all the controls. So all those boxes have to be individually named, and their groups have to be named, and their bones have to be named, and everything has to be named. Yes.
Do you prefer the modeling or the animation part more?
I think modeling for now, but that's because I'm not that used to animation yet. I think if I, do it more, I will get more used to it and enjoy it more. It's just like, yeah. James?
We have a question from Cornet. It's been 3 weeks. When is it done?
No more questions. Thank you.
That's the conversation I've been listening to all day long. It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks. Where we get the fucking bird? It's the fly. All right. Next up is we're gonna have a phone call with your mom. No.
Nice.
Could you at least have written? Hjälte.
Why is he not allowed to see us?
I mean, because it's not gonna work. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn off the phone microphone.
Hello? Okay. Let me share my screen. All right. Let's go. So, It's gone. All right. So for those who don't know, I'm Yalte, and I'm in Brazil right now. But I really miss you guys, and I thought I would do a little talk about this void of unknowable knowledge that I've stumbled upon, because it's called marketing. And I don't know how it works. I always felt like you gotta like do some kind of tweeting. Okay, I'll do that, and then you gotta like go to a conference. Okay, I'll do that. But then you release the game and no one buys it, and you're like, what the fuck? So I've decided that it's time that I just actually sit down and try to learn this stuff once and for all. And this is actually a great time to do so because I already have a game like this, and I can sort of like apply the things that I learned to it as I go. Uh, and these are very obvious things. So whenever I'm watching a video, I feel like, oh, I know that. Oh, I know that. But I look at the Munchie Mammal Steam page and I'm like, oh, I actually didn't do any of this. So I want to just go through the pages. This is like what the page looked like before launch. And there's a lot of problems here. Like the screenshots all look the same. So boring. And the logo is like a screenshot with a logo on it. There's no effort there. It looks boring. Doesn't stand out among all the games at all. And the description was completely without any images. No one's gonna read that. Now, before launch, I did make it a little bit better. So now we have some more variety in the screenshots, and I have a trailer. That's good. But even though the graphic is a bit better, it still kind of looks like a screenshot. It still doesn't really give a lot of character. It looks kind of generic, right? And yeah, it actually kind of looks the same if you put it next to a bunch of other games. So in the last 2 months or so, I've just kind of randomly updated the page when I had a minute. And oh yeah, in the description, I put in some images, but it's still like impossible to tell what the game is. It's like, okay, it's something about eating, I guess. Okay. And it's very difficult to see what the game is. So since then, I've been updating it a bit, and immediately you can see that the casual looks a lot better. And one thing is like when people see your casual, which is the first thing they click on, you want to have them think that you actually spent time on this, like you actually give a shit about your game, and it's not just a screenshot with a title on it. So that's why I took this art that Marika made a long time ago, and I kind of repurposed it into a capsule, and to show some character, be a little less generic, and what do you know, it stands out a bit more among the games, at least more than the other old ones. And the description as well, I updated. I put in GIFs, which immediately shows what the game is. Like, you don't even have to read the text anymore. You can just kind of see that, oh, you can eat things, you can go in these holes, and that's kind of what the game is. So if you go back, it is what it started by looking like, and then it looked like this, and then it looked like this. And I think it's definitely been improving a lot. And the description, especially, has improved a lot from nothing to some kind of bad images to some really nice GIFs. And yeah, so that's some of the thoughts I've had about it, that you cannot trick the Steam users. You cannot like act like, oh, my game is like maybe some sort of puzzle game and you figure it out. No. The Steam user wants to just see your game and know what it is immediately. So you got to show exactly what your game is. And also, you just got to show that you care about the game, because if they're going to spend money on it, you better actually put some effort in, right? So anyway, this is all good in theory, but does it actually do anything? Like, have I seen any difference in sales or anything like that? And the answer is absolutely not, because this team has already decided that no one wants to click on Munchie Mammals. I mean, it's been like a year like this, so clearly no one cares. But it turns out you have these visibility rounds, 5 of them that I haven't used, and they're basically like a way to poke the Steam algorithm and say, please do something. So right now we click on that button and we put out the most unnecessary update of all time, which is a translation of my game that has no text in it, because that way, we can push the algorithm a little bit and we can have an excuse to put the game on sale, and you guys can all buy it right now and tell your friends, and then we can see if this actually has an effect and see if there's actually an increased amount of traffic to the store page at all. So yeah, that should be interesting to see. And that's it. Question.
Do we have Do we have questions, and can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Cool.
Brian here. I have a question, kind of inspired by a chat statement from David from Poland. Do you regret not calling your game Sneaky Slabs instead of Munchy Mammals?
Yeah, that would have sold 100 times more for sure. Still need to do that skin.
Any other questions?
There's another chat one.
Oh, there's someone in chat. What fun stuff have you been doing in Brazil?
A lot. Like, I went to this bar where the guy came by a horse. That's great. I did, I don't know, I did a lot. There's too many things to say. Climb some mountains. Oh yeah, you can see, if you go, I posted a really, really cringy update video about this sale. So you can see me on top of a mountain speaking Portuguese if you would like. And you will also cringe a little bit.
Another question from Brian.
When are you coming back?
November 27. 2 weeks.
For like 1 week.
Boo.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is Andreas. I think he was public at least. Hold on. Yeah. All right. Am I doing both?
Just in case YouTube doesn't work.
Okay.
Hey, it's me, Andreas. This week I sent this video in. Hey, it's me, Andreas. This week I sent this video in from Cologne, as I'm not in the house right now, and I thought, as many people in the house asked me, who makes the art of nether spirits, that today I'll show you an exclusive behind the scene creating the art of nether spirits. So, who did all this?
Hey, I'm Jennifer, also known as Vox on ArtStation and Instagram, and I'm the concept artist working on Nether Spirits. I create the characters, creatures and environments from concept to game-ready assets. For a new character in Nether Spirits, we usually start with exploring a lot of different options. We always aim to create something unique that fits into the Nether, so both Donna and I usually try to collect every kind of idea, even if it seems weird or like a stretch at first. And the design process is then to actually bring those together in unexpected ways. My favorite character is usually the last one we created, so right now it's our Sniffy upgrade NPC. She definitely adds a new layer to the characters and we needed her to be different from the player characters. Figuring it out took many iterations, but was really exciting all the same.
That's it for today.
Alright.
What did you watch, Jay?
I mean, I guess it's better than getting a bunch of alt-right shit up, but or is it?
To have a gun.
He's a bad fucking kitty. I think that was everyone who was supposed to be not private, right? Cool. Okay. then we're gonna turn off the stream. Thank you to Andreas and Hjalte for joining us from the far beyond. And yeah, see you guys soon. Bye.